good evening. You're listening to the soothing sound of Van House Beats. His latest album, Squad Music, available now on iTunes and Spotify. This is a mic check, making sure we sound sexy and hot. I know the beats in the night sound good because I always sound good. How do you sound, Tony?
Hi, guys.
Oh, Jesus, I'm so sorry. We'll be back in a moment.
As you're saying that too, I'm like,
welcome to another edition of Banter Babble. I am the Dude79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague and COVID-free friend, but he still has herpes, Fanboytone. Mr. Fanboytone!
yeah,
How you feeling today, buddy?
a little warm under the collar. These beers got a little bit of a kick.
I think it's because I look good tonight.
Oh,
I think it's because I look good tonight.
my bad.
No, man, I'm glad to hear. See, I can touch him. Not wearing pants, but I can still touch him. He's not
Got
sick.
Plenty of that.
How has it been the last about the last week waiting for that test result to come
I'll
back?
be very honest with you, since I decided to apparently have anxiety and like during COVID, before COVID, even before the Disney trip back in February or January, whatever it was. Last week was not like candy canes and rainbows and stuff like that. I've been on edge for literally, it was 10 days before I got my results back, and I was completely like fingernail biting nearly.
I know you were. I could tell every time I messaged you, asked you to send me nudes, you weren't having it. You weren't in the mood for it.
No, because
really disappointed,
that was the herpes flare.
The herpes were flaring up. I knew those were going to come into play at some point.
Yeah.
My HIV doesn't act up as much as it used to, so I'm kind of happy about that. But
Vitamin C.
man, I'm really happy for you. I know you're relaxed. I know it makes you. It's a load off your chest.
Yeah.
Even though you normally have a load on your chest, it's a load off your chest. You don't have to worry about it anymore, and that's really, really awesome.
Yes.
Yes, and look who we got in the chat. Tricky Regent's already here. Tricky Regent finally turned off his PlayStation 4. Stopped playing. What's that game? Fall Guys. He actually stopped playing Fall Guys.
Oh, he's still playing it. He's just on like a phone or something.
He ain't listening to us, dude.
Yeah,
we're up, but we're just kind of silent, which is pretty much the way everyone wants
to.
Oh, there it is. Draston's here to win already. What's up, Draston? King Cuddles is in the chat tonight. Buried Alive. Cappadocian's in here already.
Buried. We see all y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. Still on playing Ghost now. Oh, he's playing Ghost. Oh, we'll talk about Ghost tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about Ghost of Tsushima tonight. Sushi. Wouldn't that be awesome if it was Ghost of Sushi? And you're basically like those new things that you have where the sushi guys are fighting, but those are the actual guys you're playing as.
I'm eating them.
Oh, well, okay. Well, Call of Duty Ghost. Ugh. The Tone's favorite Call of Duty game. Dude, that game sucks so bad.
Ever.
It did. It sucked. Something horrible. It was terrible. No, man, I'm glad you're back. We had to push the show back a week just because we wanted to make sure that you weren't going to come in here and kill everybody. So here you are. You're healthy. You're good. Ghost is better than I've never had to ban a mod, but Cuddles has it coming.
Cuddles has it coming.
You watch that blasphemy.
Cuddles has been telling everybody.
This is a strong beer. Let's talk about this beer for a minute.
Yeah, let's all. Shorts. This is from Shorts Brewery once again.
Yes.
This is S'more Stout. It's actually one I've not had again. And I always try to find stuff I've never had, so we have it first time here on the show together. And sadly, I never get it in my Untapped app, which pisses me off, as Draston knows. But it's a s'mores flavored stout. Now, honestly, I get more of a porter kick and bite at the end. than necessarily the stout. I mean, but it's still like a good smooth flavor. I
it's
feel
really
like
good.
the more you'll drink it, you'll get that palate aftertaste where you'll get that kind of like s'moresy goodness. But I'm gonna sip here.
And the most important thing is it's 8%.
Yeah, we're getting saucy, everybody.
We're gonna be a little goofy tonight. I'm glad. I think we have the age block, right? I think we're good on that. Adults
sorry,
only.
King, you gotta leave.
Jeez, don't put Cuddle's business out there. Don't put his business out there. You know what is better? Jack Daniels. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That guy drinks a fifth of Jack Daniels weekly.
I know he does.
Water.
I know he does.
In like 3 hours.
I used to be able to drink liquor pretty good. I used to drink this fine stuff called Castillo rum.
I'm familiar.
It was the $5 half gallon.
Wait, I was gonna say, wait a second.
Bottom shelf.
That is not fine rum, though. No,
it's on the bottom shelf, and I used to drink that shit all the time. But man, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's when I hit my 30s. But as soon as I kept drinking hard liquor, blackout drunk.
Oh,
I would have to text the next morning, either my wife or my friends, like, "What happened last night?
What did I do?
Where am I at in terms of like, friends? Are we still friends?" I message everybody. Are we cool? We cool? We cool? We cool? Yeah. Fuck off. Usually that's how it went. I was like, okay, cool. I lost somebody, but I sometimes gain a friend. But I can't do hard liquor like I used to. I'm more of a beer guy now. I can remember what I'm doing. I know if I'm shitting my pants, I'll know I'm doing it.
That's nothing new.
Whereas if I drink hard liquor, I don't know that I'm doing it. So it's kind of a surprise when I wake up. That's liver failure, dude. 10 years of $5 rum will do that. You're not wrong, Forge. You're definitely not wrong.
What up, Forge?
$5.
He does love his Jameson.
You could get like a half gallon of Castillo rum for like $10. It was a half gallon. Yeah.
Made your parents proud.
Oh, yeah. I remember there was, I had a class at SVSU. And in between classes, I would go out to my car with one of the other people in class, and we would do shots of Castillo rum. Not good. It's really not good.
You were there for an education.
Oh, yeah. Well, my GPA, my transcript would suggest otherwise. I was not there for an education.
Fair enough.
I was there just to build up a student loan debt and have to pay that off for the next 10 years of my life without much of anything that resembles a degree. It was really, really just a waste of time.
Grands.
Yeah, it really was, man. It was just really there to waste a lot of money. But, Tone.
Yes.
First of all.
Right.
It is the last giveaway.
Man, it has been an awesome
journey.
It's been a journey to think about how far we've come these 8 times we've given a Funko Pop away to somebody.
Yep.
And here we are.
Here it is. Kronos, what's going on this evening? Dr. Haircut, what's going good?
What up, Doc? Doc.
As you can see, we are down to the final one. The very rare, hard to find, Toys R Us only. The Toys R Us exclusive Mossman is all that we have remaining. And tonight, somebody in this chat, not named Prime Gaming, will win this Mossman.
So you got a better chance right now.
I have a much better chance than Prime, and I'm not even involved.
Right. But you got a better chance of finding Mossman than you do at Toys R Us.
Yes. Yeah, big time, dude. This is it, guys.
That's what happens when you price gouge.
Brass is already calling it. Yes, Moss, dude, Forge, I'm shocked. I'm seriously shocked that Mossman is still on the table. If I'm being honest, I thought that was going to be second or third gone.
Honestly, I did too, just because of its exclusivity, but also there's a lot of us old folk in the chat who have old saggy balls or other bits and pieces that might want Masters of the Universe and remember that from yesteryear, and there's Drastin right there.
There he is. He's
saggiest
right there.
of them all.
He's waiting for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, whoever wins this, we will get this to you within the next 3 to 6 months. I think that's where we're at right now in terms of getting stuff actually mailed out. Cuddles and Zombie and everyone else can pretty much agree that I'll send it whenever the fuck I'm ready. That's really what it is. I mean, I'll tell you right here live on the show, hey, we'll get this to you ASAP. Translation, when I fucking get around to it.
When you leave the house, or when you leave, like,
I have to go near.
Blocks.
I need to go near the UPS or so either like a Taco Bell run or maybe a visit to the Red Horse. That's
no.
The divorce horse. If I go to the Red Horse, then there's a good chance.
The food is pretty good, I've heard.
No.
Just telling
Nobody
you.
goes to the Red Horse for fucking dinner,
dude.
Nobody.
Yeah, they do.
Dude, if anyone in here in this chat is from Saginaw, would you ever go to the other than Cappadocian, would you go to the Red Horse for dinner?
I'm just saying.
No, there it is. See, Kronos knows.
Kronos definitely knows.
Tricky Shut up. I know UPS will come to my house. I like being unreliable. I like being undependable. I will fucking send it whenever I want. That's how it works.
You have to get food at Red Horse right now because Cody's is shut down because of COVID.
I have a reputation to live down to as a piece of shit. And if I send this thing out from my house, that requires effort. That requires me to care. I don't. I'll send this when I'm fucking ready.
Talk about my mom's food.
Oh my God.
My mom runs the kitchen there. Wait. Mega, where? At the Divorce Horse?
No, Megasaurus. What I meant to say was Grand Junction. They close like Grand Central. Yeah. Grand Central food sucks. Haha, Megasaurus, just kidding. Joke's on you. We were talking about Grand Central. Unless you're joking, then yeah, we were totally talking about Red Horse.
Oh my God, I'm confused.
Well, just lost a viewer. Awesome. But yeah, so tonight we'll activate the giveaway right now.
Right now.
So an hour from now, if you guys can still stand us, you will have a chance to win the Moss Man Funko Pop. Exclamation point, enter.
Pine Sol is extra, Drastin. This one does not smell like Pine Sol.
Exclamation point, enter right now to get into the drawing. Let's go. You think we're going to like you in an hour? Absolutely not, Cap. You'll fucking hate me, and you're a mod, bro.
Hey, bro.
Get in here. If you're in here right now, exclamation point, enter. Please get into the drawing. Get yourself a rare Moss Man.
And if you win this Moss Man and don't really want it, Tone
me.
will take it off your hands.
He is a piece of shit. He totally would.
A piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit.
I'm like, oh, it must have got lost in the mail.
All right.
Send you like a McDonald's coupon.
We want to talk a little bit
about
our partnership.
Do we?
With our friend Fets Toy Depot. Hit him up on Facebook.
Yeah, just message him. He gets right to you right
away. It's Fets1313. That's all you got to look for on Fets Toy Depot. Facebook.com/Fets1313.
A lot of numbers.
It's a lot of numbers, but they're
this
the same
coming
numbers.
Monday,
yes,
we've got another event that he's doing in part with the Bearded Axe here in Shields. So that'd be the 10th, Monday, August 10th at 4 p.m. Harry Potter themed night. Cosplay, of course, throwing axes, and raffle prizes. And there's some sweet raffle prizes involved. There's a Zelda Master Sword.
What?
There's the Sword of House Gryffindor.
What?
Yeah, right. And some other things that are going on. They've had a lot of events, and they got a lot of stuff coming out and coming through. They do a lot of themed nights.
Yeah, like the ears. The ears.
The Haunt Girls have been making ears for like the Lord of the Rings nights and elf ears and stuff like that. And they're doing like different colored ones for like the dark elves and things like that, and like sea elves and stuff like that. So good stuff. So they're hard at work helping Fett out with all that awesome stuff. So again, just get a chance, like his page, give him some love, look for stuff. There you go. Thank you.
Thanks, Cuddles. Appreciate it, buddy.
Oh, you can stay, Cuddles. We like you.
Yeah, I ain't banning them.
And then, as always, we are still working on plans for next year's Midland Comic-Con, March 6th and 7th at the mall there in Midland. Very excited about that. We're gonna be there. Gonna have a booth. We don't know if we can do live casting quite yet. We're
looking into the logistics on that
one. Right. But we may be able to do some recordings and then have some great content to share on our YouTube or actually the Twitch channel as well, too.
Yes.
So keep on the lookout for that. And if you're in the Tri-Cities area, get into some of these events, go hang out. They sanitizer, social distancing, masks are definitely a part of that as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, next year when that Comic-Con comes around, holla.
It's going to be wild, dude. I'm seriously super excited about that because, honestly, man, it gives us an opportunity to get out of this barcade and get out to the public, meet the people. I'm sure, we have viewers that are not in Saginaw or around the Tri-Cities, but we do have some, and it'd be awesome to actually meet some of them and hang out with them and kind of experience the Comic-Con at Midland because this thing is big, man. This was a big thing last year, a surprisingly big event at Midland. And, they reached out to Paul and like, look, we got to do this again. And like every sequel, bigger and better.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's obviously getting better looking because they're bringing me in.
Well, so you're basically Highlander 2 then.
Dude, that is perfect. That is perfect. I like that a lot. Oh, my God, my cat's already starting. You hear that shit? Here she goes.
That cat's...
Meow. She's dying is what she's doing.
Can smell me in my manliness.
Yuck. God, no fucking way. But what have you been doing? What have you been doing lately?
Not dying of COVID, thankfully, but I did beat Last of Us 2 a week and a half ago. Mm-hmm. We won't get too deep into that because we know that it gets people a little polarized.
Well, first of all, I don't care if it polarizes people. I will say this. It's the best story game I've played this gen. By far.
I was blown away by the narrative.
Yep.
yes, there's a lot of ballsy, gutsy moves on storytelling there, but and perspectives, and it's not for everybody to understand that. That's fine. If it's not for you, whatever, you've read the leaks, or if you just don't think it's going to be for you, fine and dandy, cotton candy. For me, I don't like a lot of like cliche, easy to digest, predictable stories.
Good guy, bad guy. Did you see that Polygon article this week?
I did. It pissed me off, actually. They need to go back to making villains and heroes.
I call them Lollygon. It needs to be more black and white.
Yeah, no,
we don't.
No. It's an amazing medium. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought, as always, the controls are super awesome, but more importantly, that story was a little bit surprising to some degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, but it was really something that made you think.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people struggle with things that kind of take you out of your comfort zone.
Yep. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm somebody who actually looks actively to be out of my comfort zone in that. So, anyways, I beat that, loved that. I talked about it a little bit on last week's B&B Quickie. But I just started diving right into Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh boy,
I probably said it wrong. I say that wrong every time, but having a great time.
It's
just a fun, artsy, and enjoyable time. So that's really about it. I've been studying for my CCNA certification as much as I can when I can between work and everything going on.
What a loser!
Right.
What a loser! He's studying?
Yeah.
God, you're such a fucking nerd.
Labs and numbers. It's really fun.
Nerd.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I wish I could do it. I wish I could study something and just quit my job. Awesome.
Right.
You're rad. No, awesome. I agree with everything you just said. Last of Us 2, it's an incredible story. The way it's told is it was actually brilliant. I mean, there's some people who said, "Well, why didn't you know so and so was this person before they did this thing?" Look, the way that the story, there is a lot of time jumping. There's a lot of bouncing around. But I'm telling you guys right now, the story does not work if it's told in chronological order. It does not have the same impact.
It would just be more predictable.
The thing about The Last of Us 2 is it's the way it explores people, and at first you think people are bad, and they're not, or they're just in a gray area, or they're good, and you find out they're really not. That's the beauty of The Last of Us. Is it's just one of those. It's not a straightforward tale. It's not. This person's this, and this person's that. It's not going to be
for everybody.
No, it's not. And I mean, if you want to go fucking run in there and kill bad guys, and you want to be the good guy, and that's the bad guy, Call of Duty is out there for you.
Yeah, or play a Nintendo game. They're pretty. they're pretty cut and dry of who's bad and who's not. So,
right.
Definitely, this is a medium that really wanted to kind of push the bar onto where the narrative is going, and it's not for everybody, and I completely understand that. And that's fine. I for instance, am. Like I said, I actively look for that.
Yep. No, I really appreciate it. Okay, so we could talk for hours on The Last of Us 2. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We have a lot of good shit we got to talk about tonight. We're really excited for tonight's show.
So we have to check ourselves in these rabbit holes, everybody. Because
I'm telling you, we could go on,
especially
on
Last of Us 2.
And we need to get this show done before the giveaway ends, because then all you fucking people bail.
And then I got to tuck you in before I leave. So a lot of stuff going on.
Let's move on. To our first topic, something that you have pressured me to watch, and so has Josh Hill, Jay Hill, who's usually in our chat.
Good old Jay.
He suggested, look, you guys need to watch The Old Guard on Netflix.
Yes.
And, dude, you were pressuring me to the point where it was really uncomfortable, and I had to ask you to lay off a little bit. Obviously, you would have been a terrible prom date. I actually watched it last night, and, dude, you were not wrong. This is a really impressive show.
Say that one more time. Say it one more time.
I said you're a douchebag.
Say that one more time.
You're a douchebag.
Rewind that a little bit.
Nope. No clips either. Nobody make a fucking clip of that.
Tone was not wrong.
Anyways. No, Cuddles, we will not touch on any spoilers. We're just going to talk about just the general thoughts on the show, the performances, just the general themes that they kind of touch on. We won't get into any spoilers. No problem.
Drastin already got something to say. Left me with more questions than entertainment. Not a bad flick, but wasn't set up. I think we can kind of address that. That's fair. Okay?
No,
that's a fair critique.
First of all, I don't think this is a movie that is supposed to have answers for you at the end of it. This is clearly, obviously, based by the ending. This is set up for more. So I like the fact that there are questions. I have questions as well.
Oh, yeah.
But I know that we're going to get it. I know we're going to get those answers.
Right.
So yes, it's not a bad flick, but it wasn't set up right for you, and I respect that. It was set up perfectly for me because I know I don't want to know what everything is early on, and I'm not saying he does.
That's
either.
what I knew he was going to say with that. Knowing him, he want, and I agree because I would love more of that backstory too. But I think honestly we were living in the now, and that stuff in the long run for the story they were telling in the now was unimportant, and I think that's again because of the time.
It's unimportant, and plus it's part of the big reveal towards the end that you're like, oh, there is a bigger There's a bigger story
once you
arc
start
here,
getting towards the end,
which is where you're going to find your answers. But overall, this is a movie that you would say is it focuses on immortals, but it touches on some themes that aren't typically explored in an immortal movie.
Right. I the way I look at it is that it's not an uncommon theme. This is not the first time we've done an immortal theme, and this person's lived a long time. I mean, you could talk about vampires, the Vampire Lestat, aka Interview with the Vampire, Highlander, all this kind of stuff. So it's just what they did with this that made it unique was it's almost kind of like a twist. Or not maybe a twist, but maybe a tweak on certain aspects that end up sometimes being cliche in these movies, and kind of add something. And that's really rare. Like a lot of times you do, okay, it's an immortal movie. Okay, so how is this going to work out? This actually surprised me on a lot of the turns that you end up going on because there was a lot of what felt like refreshing takes on certain things. And honestly, I was thoroughly entertained the entire time. Right out the get when and I always say it, she pulls out that fucking battle axe.
Oh yeah, man!
And
it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler,
No.
Cuddles.
Yeah,
it's in the trailer. She pulls out a battle axe.
But the crew they're with, which was unique, and I just want to bring it up because I brought it up when I first got here about the melee weapons that made it unique, and it's a very nice and important little detail and touch is that each character from their time period. You still have a melee weapon that they either preferred or used from that time period.
Right. Yep.
Now, whether or not hers was axe or not for sure, but like the one dude from like Napoleon's era had like a bastard sword or a one-handed. You had the guy from the Middle East from the Dark Ages had a scimitar.
Yep.
And I don't remember, like I said, I can't remember what the one dude had.
Booker.
But it was, no, Booker had like the I think
there was Nikki and Joel.
Right, Nikki, like the one guy had, but they had
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they had weapons that kind of tied into their era and to showcase that that was like one of the few things that each seemed to hold on to, I guess.
Cap said, so is Draston's comment a result of so many good shows being series or mini-series instead of movies? I think that's what makes stuff like this movie, or what I'm assuming is going to be how The Last of Us TV show is going to work. This is stuff where it's built with multiple entries in mind. They don't want to rush through everything in 2 hours. Obviously, this is based on a graphic novel. They don't want to just hammer it all into one thing. This is an ongoing series, so they're gonna take their time. They want you to have questions. They want the cliffhangers.
And there might be a reason, like, because if it was a series, that's a good that's a really good way of looking at it. Is that why? Because we get a lot of series that fleshes that stuff out. Typically, you got more episodes, and that's why. Personally, I love series, and like I know there's always the debate, like when a series come out, do you want to wait a week or do you want to binge it? I like to binge it because I look at it as a big movie. For me, I would want to be done and move on to something else because I'm always watching some new media.
Right.
So for me, like like Mandalorian, for instance, when that comes out weekly, I'm going nuts because I binge like Umbrella Academy. I got done in 3 days or 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? And then I'm good to move on to something else. So I think that's perspective. Yeah, they have 2 hours to work with. That background story from where those characters were, what they did, might not be important right now, but maybe down the road, maybe we can like do some flashbacks or something, and maybe that past stuff will catch up to them. But for a 2-hour time block, that stuff just isn't relevant because you got to live now.
And see, Cap said, it seems that way more and more in movies, but I think it's the downside of the medium and not necessarily the movie.
I think that's a good point.
I think it's the medium and the way of where they're showing these movies. And we talked about that. Netflix, I feel they have a little bit more wiggle room. Whereas if you go see a movie at the theater, more often than not, you're not getting a Star Wars or Lord of the Rings where it's going to be an epic saga. Typically, you get 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours if it's a really big movie to cram as much shit as they can into that slot and
not look messy.
Right, and not look messy. Whereas in Netflix, it gives them the opportunity to be like, look, it's not really a season, but it allows us to make more movies because I'm assuming budgets for movies on Netflix don't rival what you see on the big screen.
Right.
Because, for the big screen, you need a lot more into it. Or a masterpiece like, Cuddles wants me to ban him.
What is he doing?
He wants me to ban him.
I know.
Or a masterpiece like RoboCop 3. Can't I love Cuddle. Give me that bottle opener. Apparently, I'm going to need a lot more 8% beer for Cuddle's opinions on movies and TV shows tonight.
Yeah, he called that the movie of his generation.
RoboCop 3.
yeah. It's the movie of his generation.
I feel like every time Cuddles comments, I need to lay a couple tracks here on the table and just do a quick buff and be like, oh, okay, all right, let's go.
It's just pixie sticks, though. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's not really the stuff that I love. What?
Great.
But no, overall, man, I just thought it was a really, really good show. I love it, and it's another testament to how fucking talented Charlize Theron is.
She is so amazing.
Yeah, growing up as a kid, obviously, I remember what was the movie she was in?
Devil's Advocate.
No, but even before that, she had one where she was in L.A.
She was naked in that song.
I can't remember what it is, but she was also in Devil's Advocate. The first movie she was in. Not Eon Flux. There was something she was in back in the early 90s. It was her first movie. Damn. I can't remember what it is, but ever since that movie, I mean, as a child, as a young adult or teen, you growing up, you're like, oh my gosh, she's so hot, she's so beautiful, and you love her. But as we've gone on and you get older and you just really appreciate this, she can act like a fucking champ, dude. Ever since I saw Mad Max, that showed me. Obviously, she had given great performances in other movies. But she showed right there, I can be a fucking badass. I can fuck you up. You got Atomic Blonde is another movie where she's just a total badass.
It's a fun flick.
Yeah. But this one is another one of those movies, man, where her character has depth. It's not one-dimensional. When she needs to act, she can act. She acts circles around everybody in the show.
She really does.
But when things heat up and the action ratchets up, she's fucking boss, dude.
She is one of the best action. I mean, doesn't really care if she's a female or not at this point. Like, she's just one of the best action movie actresses out there right now. Like, she's amazing. Like, if you have a role to fill and it happens to be needed that it's a lady role, she's gonna fit in there and she's gonna destroy it. Like, hands down, she's amazing. And she really, like, it's funny because, like, she is kind of a center focus of this, but she almost isn't. But again, when she's on screen, she's just like, there's some scenes where she's doing some fighting or some battling and stuff like that, and I'm like, dude, that maybe it's partly as well to the choreography on it too, but she's seriously like, you can tell she's full in.
Yep.
And that's amazing. But set aside all that stuff, like the story, how they kind of like, there's some realizations in this movie.
I gotta look this movie up. Keep going.
Again, where they kind of like point out certain things that these folks have been doing over time and how it affects certain other things. Really was kind of like a very neat and very fresh take on the immortal like story or whatever. And like the main character that they're trying to focus on, the one I can't think of her name, the new actress, she's kind of like the centerpiece of it. Truth be told, she really wasn't that overwhelmed. Like, she was underwhelming, excuse me.
Yeah.
Luckily everybody else, the characters in the group, there's 4 of them in the old guard that have been around and been together for a long time. And she kind of almost didn't fit.
Right.
But I get what they're trying to do. They're progressing the story. They're doing stuff like this as well too. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know if maybe she just didn't get the best material. Obviously, that's reserved for Charlize Theron. Sure. She's the headliner here. But they did a decent job building up the character. But obviously, I'm waiting for like future series or future entries where she's going to obviously take over the mantle and be in charge of everything, be the lead of the group, so to speak. The other movie is 2 Days in the Valley. That is the one that Charlize Theron was in. That was like her first big breakout role. Was 2 Days in the Valley. It was comparable. A lot of people compared it to Pulp Fiction. There were certain elements of 2 Days in the Valley that were comparable to Pulp Fiction. And I remember that's the other movie she was in. She was great in that movie. She was really good. But I mean, as a child, you're just like, oh my God, she's so fucking hot. I love her. But throughout the years, you look at the movies. I think she was in a movie called Tully where she was incredible. I think that's the one I saw that she was really, really good. I think she got nominated for that, actually.
Oh, well, I think there was a nomination for that, yeah.
And, hey, I need you to take a quick break. Can you all pause the stream? Yeah, Cuddles. We'll be right back, buddy. Go ahead. Go do your thing. We'll just sit here and just twiddle our thumbs, man.
We'll be right back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But no, I agree with everything you're saying. Like, it's just the thing I like about this movie is it explores a lot of heady themes. It explores a lot of different things you wouldn't see in a movie that is kind of like synonymous or not synonymous, but comparable to like a superhero movie. I mean, these characters they're extraordinary humans or people, and they have certain abilities and whatnot that are similar to other superheroes. But they explore a lot of the negative effects of what it would be like to be an immortal. And we see some characters make decisions based on that.
Yes.
And some of it's not good, some of it is good, but the struggle it's conveyed very well. And you kind of understand the motives of some of the individuals who make these negative decisions or these decisions that jeopardize the group. It's a movie that really just kind of explores a lot of different elements of these types of characters you wouldn't typically see in a big budget or a big screen movie like it.
And I think that's the biggest, at least takeaway for me at the end of the day of the movie, and maybe for you as well too. I think, because I kept telling you, of course, I kept making it, you gotta watch this movie, you gotta watch this movie. And I even said, this movie's like bigger than I think people realize. It's a lot deeper. And like some of the things you've touched on, like, again, it's not like the story of an immortal going through time and fighting and
nothing new,
but some of the avenues that they explore are kind of like just refreshing, and actually much deeper than just the normal, like, oh, people pass away and then you move on with your life and it sucks, blah blah blah. It gets deeper than that, and the movie actually in some avenues is deeper than some of the other stuff that you would expect out of this movie. And I was really caught off and surprised by that. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I definitely recommend it, and if anybody gets a chance to watch it, I'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, and if you kind of start to see some of the stuff that we're talking about, holler back at us.
I just realized a lot of people in our chat are perverts. There's a lot of perverts out there. I love you guys. I love it. I love it, though. I love it. Boy, everyone's got a comment on this one.
Jesus.
Wow. Good.
Well, you guys need to do something about that.
Yeah, Cuddles is back. We talk about everyone here is a pervert. Cuddles I'm back. I'm here. What's going on? What's going on?
I am the last one.
But no, yeah, if you guys get a chance, check it out on Netflix. The action is hot. I mean, it is some of the action set pieces are really strong. Some of the action sequences, there's definitely room for more in this series. There's definitely more to the story.
They leave it open-ended for that, right? Yep.
And there's some interesting stuff at the end. There's some pretty
stuff
cool
that kind of
stuff
comes
that
full circle.
Like, so I can see where this is headed. And it gets you excited because, like, you just had an awesome experience, a good story, some good action. Like Cap said, there's a lot of questions I have, but some of the reveals are pretty good. And it's an entertaining flick, man. It's just another notch on Netflix's belt. They have quality content. Netflix knows what the fuck they're doing.
The only other one that rivals them, in my opinion, ever is honestly HBO Max right now. HBO does a lot of great series, and they don't really get too heavily into the movies. They do some awesome miniseries and series and stuff like that. But as far as like a 2.5-hour standalone movie, or maybe to be more in a movie, Netflix is doing big. In a time where right now streaming and digital media is important when you can't go to a theater, taking a big lead like that and continue to put out consistent stuff like that, especially when people have pulled out a lot of different movies and things in Netflix and they just really worked on independent stuff. They're doing it, and they're doing it well, and I'm
doing it well.
That's LL Cool J right there.
LL Cool J, baby.
The ladies love Cool James.
I love LL Cool J.
Right.
I'm not even a lady. All right. We're going to stick to Netflix, but we're going to talk a little bit about a series as opposed to a movie. Moving on. Oh, before we move on. Hey, if you just got here and you haven't already done it, ! Enter. Get into the contest. We're giving this away. It's a Moss Man. It's a Toys R Us exclusive. Toys R Us doesn't fucking exist anymore.
Yeah.
We're giving it away to one lucky winner. ! Enter. Get in. Let's go. Come on.
If you don't want the Moss Man, I'll send you like a Big Mac coupon.
Oh, fuck Prime. He ain't even, he's sleeping. It's past his bedtime.
Prime's definitely
All right,
asleep.
next topic. More than meets the eyes.
Oh shit! You should have why did you ruin that? You should have totally done that.
I know. I just did. I just did do it.
Yeah, but not you doing it.
Yeah, I know. I know. Damn it! Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
Arkenrath, you better have some money involved because this ain't free.
Oh my Lanta! All right, so last week, I don't know. I don't even know if they set a date for this, or was this just a stealth drop? I mean, we knew it was coming. Or did they set a date saying, hey,
I don't remember there being a date
I don't remember there being I just remember everyone going fucking nuts when it dropped. Oh, there's Cap. Edgelord.
Yeah.
Edgelord Cap. Yeah, we got an Edgelord here.
We're shocked.
Wow, Edgelord Cap.
Wow. Where's the go? He's the GoBots guy, anyways. He's that guy.
He's a GoBots guy.
Yep.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I had GoBots.
Yeah, you would.
I know. All
right. I didn't know the name of some of the Transformers, but I love GoBots.
So a couple months back, we knew Netflix was doing a Transformers anime series.
Yeah, we talked about it,
yep,
didn't we?
It's going to be a trilogy series.
Yes.
This was the first Transformers War for Cybertron Siege.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 6 episodes. It's on Netflix right now. And this basically tells a story of the Autobots and the Decepticons battle on Cybertron. I know he's
I'm excited.
His pants are so he's not even wearing pants, but
soaked.
They're very tight. If you were wearing pants, they'd be very tight.
It's actually a banana hammock.
Tone, talk to me. Tell me why you were stoked for this, and how is this different than the Decepticon Autobot battles and fallouts we've seen in Bay movies and even better video games, War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron.
Yeah. High Moon what?
What were you hyped about with this? Why were you excited that it's showing up in anime form?
Because most of like the cartoons are kind of to a degree campy, some of the dialogue. Now, in recent times, like Transformers Prime on Netflix, if you're a fan of Transformers, let's be honest, before I get into that, I'm literally a 40-year-old child. I'm perpetually just going to be a fanboy, a 14-year-old kid wanting to play with toys. I mean, I still buy toys, action figures, collectibles, whatever you want to call them. I'm a big kid. I'm always going to be a big kid. I don't care. I don't care what people think of that. It's just me, and it will always be me. Transformers was just like Masters of the Universe, was one of the things in the mid to late 80s that I grew up in, and those were some of my first toys.
Mm-hmm.
Just like G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. Transformers was one thing that resonated with me more than anything else because it's fucking robots, it's fucking vehicles, and you fucking transform them. I mean, that's sold, right? Like,
not tough. It
that's
wasn't
fucking
a hard
awesome.
sell in the 80s.
No,
it was not a hard sell.
No, it really wasn't. And all they wanted to do in the 80s was sell you toys and move along. So, and then even in my I was in high school or junior high, 16, whatever years old, and Beast Wars came on, and I was like way into Beast Wars, as like most of my, probably people my age were doing other shit like making floats for parades. I'm like, oh, well, fucking Optimal Optimus is going to be on the day with Megatron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be sweet. That's what I was doing. Didn't give a shit. When this was announced, I knew it was going to be, hopefully, much like those games, something that was a little bit deeper into the lore, closer to the source material somewhat or whatever. And really, again, because it's Netflix, something that was going to be just more than pushing out another cartoon that seems campy, we're going to sell a toy or whatever. And definitely did they deliver, because if you guys have ever played, why it's relevant, the High Moon games, War for Cybertron, and the Fall of Cybertron on 360 or PS3, which I did think at least Fall of Cybertron is playable on the current gen systems as well, too. Those guys also went deep into the lore.
Who was that? Who made that?
That's High Moon.
Is that High Moon? Okay,
that's High
it was High Moon Studios.
That's High Moon. Because they got Peter Cullen to do the voice in it as well, too, to do Optimus.
Mm-hmm.
And they went super deep into the actual lore. Now, a lot of you don't realize this probably, is that Transformers has a super, Prime says he hates Transformers. His name is literally Optimus Prime.
Oh, is that what it was?
Prime is meant, yes, because he's a Prime is, if you've never known that, the reason he's Prime Gaming is because of Optimus Prime.
I thought it was just because he was a piece of shit.
So, I mean, maybe. Is that part of it, actually? That's a good question. Where was I going with that?
I don't know. He's a piece of shit.
Great. Prime shows up. He's just a piece of shit. Point is that there's a lot of stuff out there in the comics and a lot of EU and some very, very... Yeah, I was definitely rambling. Some very deep lore out there. This, just like those games, dove deep into that, and this actually kind of tweaked some of the characters and stuff like that too. But again, it's just Transformers is something that I grew up with, something I've not stopped enjoying unless you're Michael Bay. I love Transformers. I cannot get enough of it. And Netflix, again, since I knew they were going to be involved, delivered hard on it. And they, they weren't making, this wasn't made for kids.
No,
they swear in it. It's dark.
Yep.
Characters fucking die.
Yep.
And they knew who they're appeasing to. It's not a secret that right now there's a huge renaissance in the collecting business because now that we're 30 years out from that, they're redoing G.I. Joes, Star Wars figs, Transformers. They know they're tapping the market of us kids who never stopped being kids, because in the late 80s and the early 90s, it was a heyday of selling stuff and marketing and stuff that we want. We still haven't let go of because it's just a different age than it was like in the 70s or earlier. So here we are. They're still doing Transformers. I'm still 40 years old and going, fuck, give me some Optimus Prime. Like, it's great.
No, obviously, you know, Tone is much more well versed in the Transformers lore. I remember seeing the movie at the theater when I was younger. I watched the cartoon as a kid, but you know, some people when they're younger grasp things a little bit more and they dive a little bit deeper into stuff. You know, I was just transfixed on the whole, hey, these guys are fucking cars turning into robots and they're blowing shit up, and you know, I was a simpleton. I was just a simpleton.
Were you a simpleton?
Yeah, I just like it when shit blew up, and I was like, okay, that's fucking cool. But you know, the first thing, fuck, man, Cap and Cuddles are just out here.
What, they have low self-esteem.
I was a simpleton, Cap. Now I'm a fucking smart, sexy human being. Okay, there's at least one person in the chat.
Yeah, Doc's right now.
Tricky.
He's like, we don't give a fuck about retirement. We just buy toys. Doc's right.
Dude, he ain't wrong.
He ain't
Doc
wrong.
ain't wrong.
That's the point.
But like, you know, when the first thing when I saw, I was hyped when this was announced. The first thing I was kind of bummed about when people started, oh my god, it's live, 6 episodes. With most of them kind of like close to 30 minutes, some a little below, some over.
It's in the anime spots, so anywhere from 22 to 25.
Yeah. And that part I get, but I mean, I was like 6 episodes. Like, man, how much of a story can you really tell in 6 episodes? And I don't want to say the story is like incredibly deep,
right? But
there's enough there for fans of the series to be like, oh shit, yeah. And there's a couple twists to some of the storylines with some of the characters where you're like, what? No, that's not what. But okay, yeah, it makes sense because it makes sense and it adds kind of a twist that you're not expecting. What you want to do when you're tapping into something like Transformers that's been done so many times before, you gotta have those little twists. Be like, oh shit, that's a different take. Like for example, Bumblebee. You know, Bumblebee is not quite who you think he is or remember him as, and it's an interesting choice, but it kind of gives that character some depth and in a rogue kind of like scavenger or scoundrel way.
Yeah, he instead of just being I'm Bumblebee the Autobot, it kind of gives him like a pathway before he gets there, which is actually a really unique twist on it. And I see you guys out there talking about Castlevania. I actually haven't finished it. I'm close though, but the Castlevania have you finished it at all? It's actually really good on Netflix. I haven't even started it, bro. It's
I'm not going to talk shit.
It's actually really good too.
I'm not going to talk shit.
But the Transformers, the deep part of it is their lore their lore deep dive into it, and that's why. But yeah, 6 episodes, you're like.
But you know, for 6 episodes, man, you know, and they were only 30 minutes. I mean, it was snappy. It's not a show that sits back and like builds a lot of character. It builds character through their actions. So you see a lot of things happening on screen. There's a lot of action, but it's a lot of character-defining moments. Which kind of allows you to kind of skip over the dialogue and the character building that way. You kind of see it through actions and stuff, which makes it, you know, okay, cool. This is entertaining. I kind of have an idea where these story arcs are going. The other thing I really liked about the show was the animation style. Now, here's the thing. I watched this show, the first 5 episodes, on my phone. And I was like, okay, this looks cool. It sounds good. That's fine. But then I went and watched the last episode on my 4K TV through the Netflix, and I got the HDR. Totally different experience. Yeah, first you have Dolby Atmos for your surround sound, which is nuts. Adds a whole new element to it. But with the HDR, the animation has so much more depth to it. It looks incredible, you guys. So if you get a chance, watch it on a big screen 4K display or whatever, or if you have a surround sound system, that is the way to watch it. It's surprisingly impressive how much better. I mean, I've watched movies on my phones and I watch them on the 4K make a little bit. This was night and day. Like, I was really impressed by how cool this looks. And then I know the concept of watching something 30 minutes long, anime on your phone makes sense, and that's appealing. Watch this shit. This is like a high production value, man. This is a really, really well-produced show in terms of its animation and its audio and the fucking soundtrack, bro. The soundtrack, synth, the synth music.
Oh, you know we love synth around here.
Dude is using Dolby Atmos and touting his home theater setup. Must be fucking nice.
Must be fucking nice.
It's a weird kind of way to flex. It's how I flex, Prime.
Right.
Makes up for my tiny dick. I watch all my movies on my phone while crying in the bathroom. I love the insight into Cuddles' life, man. You know,
Insights Cuddles? Yeah, he gives us a lot of insight.
I love Cuddles, man. He's always deep. He's always deep. But overall, no. What'd you think, though? I mean, everything that you saw, the storylines, the developments, and kind of like the setup for like the next two.
It was more than I expected, and it was just not enough. But it was high octane every episode. It was very like, yeah, it wasn't like watching like something with a lot of like crazy depth, but comparing to like what you're normally used to this medium, for like watching a G1 series and going, oh my God, Starscream's messing with Megatron again. Shoot your blaster, and Megatron being, let's just go get him. And you know, it gives more again depth to why Megatron is the way he is, why Optimus is the way he is, why they're growing, why they're at, and it really kind of almost like it doesn't have to work too hard to build those characters because you're still watching a cartoon.
Yep.
But man, oh man, it's a really fun, enjoyable watch.
Anything you didn't like about it?
Not enough episodes.
Nope, not enough episodes.
I could watch a ton.
Here's the thing, man. I don't know if it was just the voice actor or if maybe they just bitched way too much about stuff, but Alita kind of got under my skin a little bit because she was constantly just badgering and questioning Prime, and I was like, okay, I get it. She's not buying into what he's going for, and I get that. But I don't know if maybe it was just the delivery.
Yeah, I said that too.
Or maybe it wasn't it was the voice actress that was there. Sure. I was just like, I'm not. Thank you. Alita was a bit much. Seriously, Prime, I couldn't get into Alita. I was just like, every time she came on, I started badgering Prime over and over and over. Right. I was like, will you fucking get on his side or not? You know what I'm saying? You're saying you're with them and all this stuff. There's something there, but the whole time you're fucking negative. And I was just like, this character is so annoying. But again, I don't know if it. But she's a battle angel agreement.
Alita,
but I mean, I just didn't. I couldn't. That was the only part of it. I was like, I can't really get behind this character right now. That's the only thing I didn't like was Alita. She was just a bit much.
It was just weird. I felt like they just kind of wanted some. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, you made a good point, and hopefully she stays there, and we never visit her again.
I don't know why they thought they needed that balance, but maybe they thought that Prime needed somebody that questioned his judgment because he was still fresh and being a little baby Optimus Prime, not full-on Optimus yet. I don't know. But yeah, that didn't bother me too much, but now that you say that, I can understand why that would.
Right. But no, definitely worth a watch. Check it out. And if you're watching it and you do check it out and you're watching this on whether you're listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, or watching it on YouTube, let us know in the comments what you think of what we saw from the first 6 episodes. I thought it was a strong entry. Has a pretty cool cliffhanger at the end. Like we were trying to figure out, who was out there with them, and we won't get into it, but a pretty strong finish, very much a cliffhanger. Now, have they said exactly when can we expect the next season, or is it just gonna be like whatever?
I'm probably gonna watch first season at least 3 times. So, but who knows?
Can we expect more than 6 episodes?
Probably not. It's probably gonna be like the Castlevania treatment. And probably next year, Drastin, you're probably right.
Next year.
And it's not Peter Cullen or any big voices involved.
They all do great. Other than Alita, I thought everyone was really strong. Starscream especially.
Yeah,
Starscream was fucking... I was just like, I fucking hate Starscream.
Yeah. Everybody did a good job.
Everyone did a really, really good job with the exception of Alita, in my opinion. Everyone else was pretty much spot on. Even it's not easy to replace Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, and the person that did it was very, very much up to the task, and they did a great job.
And I said Prime that it makes me want to play War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron again.
God, can we get maybe some ports of that? Can we get us another one from that development? Is High Moon still up there?
High Moon did Rise of the Darkspark, which was a mix between Michael Bay bullshit and whatever other Transformers.
Oh, was there another one? Rise of the Dark?
Yeah, it was hot garbage.
Was that the license fall apart? Or like it was
kind of it was bullshit.
Because I remember when War of Cybertron was announced, everyone was like, "Oh, great, another fucking license game," and everyone was pissed because like, "Oh, it's a license game." And I think High Moon was Activision, wasn't it? Weren't they under Activision as a publisher? I want to say they were.
Yeah, it was Activision.
So everyone saw Activision, and then everyone thought license game, immediately recipe for disaster. Like, this is going to suck. A War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron were fucking amazing games. Amazing games. I'm talking about just the story. You fucking jacked off to the multiplayer.
The War of Cybertron multiplayer had all of my characters at max level. I think it's 25.
Isn't War for Cybertron's backwards compatible? I don't know if they are.
I don't think War of Cybertron is, but Fall of Cybertron is available on PS4 and Xbox One. Cybertron might be backwards compatible. I'd guess it probably is, but yeah, look it up, you piece of shit. You're out there. Why don't you know?
Wow, Prime. Why
yeah, Prime.
I'm
sorry,
That's
Prime.
so rude.
Sorry, Prime.
That's
till
so
all
rude.
are one, Prime. Till all are one. All are one. Let's move on.
Check it out. We're gonna move on. We got some more movie news. Now this is interesting. Now we didn't grab everything, but I have as much information as I can. But this is going to change things drastically. In a lot of ways.
Almost bigly.
Before we get into that, if you're just joining this video, if you're just tuning in live right now, ! Enter to join the giveaway for this Mossman Funko Pop figure. An only at Toys R Us rare item from our good friends at Fet's Toy Depot. My cat is dying.
I can't.
I know you can't, but I can't help it. She's dying.
She's
a hot mess, dude.
She's in heat.
She's a hot mess. No, she's dying. She's not in heat. Anyways, so last week, obviously we saw a huge falling out between AMC and Universal earlier in the year when COVID hit, and they had to, I think Universal kind of bypassed theaters and released, was it Trolls?
Trolls, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Trolls was one of the games. They released it immediately onto was it streaming services. And it was a complete and AMC theaters were like, what the fuck? That's weak. That's terrible. You're skipping out. Obviously, AMC theaters and all these other theaters are worried about, and rightfully so. Could this be the end of
where are we going forward? Right?
Yeah, where are we going to go watch movies?
It's always been rumored and hinted and thought about, and people have speculated, but here we are.
So
here we are
in this deal that these AMC theaters and Universal Pictures have come to, in a landmark deal that could change the shape of the film industry. AMC theaters and Universal Pictures have agreed on a pact to release big Hollywood films in the home much sooner than before, which is crazy because I feel like these movies were really fucking coming out quick. Do you remember back in the day when a movie came out to the theater, like in January? You wouldn't see that shit on fall. VHS until November,
at least
like
6
Thanksgiving
months, right?
time when the Black Friday would come out. Like, oh, this movie's out. You would never see this shit. Now these movies at some point are like out in 5 months.
Well, less now.
Well, yeah. Apparently it's going to be even less now.
Well, it's been like since the Blu-ray age. It's been like a 3 month turnaround, right?
Here's the thing. Like, it's always out on digital first.
Now,
So, and then Blu-rays usually like a month later or something like that.
Yeah.
But so here's what they're going. AMC Universal announced a deal to dramatically shorten the traditional minimum gap between a movie's theatrical release and its availability for home viewing in less than 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Because it was 90 days, which is what, 3 months, right?
3 months.
So now we're looking at 3. Wow.
Under the deal, theaters will have exclusive rights to show Universal movies for at least 3 weekends or 17 days. After that period, the Comcast Core-owned studio will have the option to rent out its movies through video-on-demand platforms. This is huge, dude. This is going to change
Ark and Wrath,
how things work with these movies. And, I can't help but wonder. I mean, we saw some of these movies get released during when everything was shut down through March. Like, what was on the one with Kevin Bacon that we just watched recently?
You Should Have Left.
You Should Have Left. One of those movies. And then Onward, I believe, was out really, really quick after its release.
Onward was
They
real
released
fast.
Onward pretty quick.
Like
and
within a month.
Yeah, they were pumping these movies out. And, dude, I think they're starting to see the appeal.
Invisible Man.
Yeah. The Invisible Man, which was fucking awesome, by the way.
Yeah, awesome.
But like these movies, I noticed that when movies were coming out quicker to digital, and I gotta wonder, man, is this a more appealing approach? Look, you, I, Prime, Use, all those guys, we like to go out to the theaters for Star Wars stuff. Check out movies. It's an awesome experience. Going to a movie is an awesome experience.
We love hanging out and doing that.
Love it. But at the same time, if I can sit down here and just like Disney recently announced, Mulan, September 6th, it'll be in some theaters somewhere, but it'll also be on Disney Plus for $30. I believe you can buy it. I believe it's a buy. I thought it was just a rental.
I thought it's just a stream.
My understanding is, and I want to get somebody, if anyone knows for sure in the chat, my understanding is $30. You'll buy that one time, but then it's going to be included in your Disney Plus. If my understanding is correct. I thought Prime mentioned this on Twitter. I can't confirm this. I'm almost certain that you will own that movie. And if that's the case, that makes this even more of a deal.
So you're paying more for a digital version of it, but you're getting it like basically day one. of technical release.
Right. Hold on a second. I can't confirm $30 is too much to see Mulan. Well, look, that's beside the point. The point is, $30 is too much to see Mulan for you. But if I can take my wife, if you purchase Disney's live action Mulan for $29.99, but it won't be a one-time rental. Once purchased, Disney Plus subscribers will have continuous access to the. See, that's a great deal. That's a great deal because if families, boom, right there. If I want to go see Mulan with Melissa and the kids, go to the theater,
we're going to go see it.
Yeah, popcorn, all that shit, I'm looking at a $40, $50 experience. At least. This allows me to pay $30. Everyone in my house can watch it whenever the fuck they want.
And you can sit in your underwear.
Sit in my underwear. Like I am right now. You just don't know this. You guys, this is going to be This is a monumental deal from Universal, and I feel like Disney is expediting things exponentially. I feel like Disney is making big moves. Now, this is obviously just Mulan right now. This is just Mulan. We were kind of thrown through a loop the other day when Disney Plus Twitter account,
and now people are asking for it.
Yeah, a Disney Plus Twitter account was like, "Oh my god, November 6th, you can watch Black Widow for $30," and everyone was like, "What?" Everyone was like, "Holy shit, fuck Mulan, Black Widow, let's go!"
Right.
But that has since been debunked. And in that article where Disney talked about Mulan, they said they have no plans right now, no plans until they see how this does.
So that's my thing. So let's take a brief minute. Arkenrath did say something earlier about COVID, just proving that because he was saying that the theaters had been wanting for a long time, saying that they need way more extra time to make money on a movie. Where's that? You got it.
Yeah, theater companies have been trying to convince studios that they need them for years,
movies, and COVID just proved they didn't, which is true.
Yep.
You know, and what do we got out there? We got some other good stuff you guys have been saying. I've been kind of watching. Cappadocian, throwing that away. AMC is not part of the list of theaters you want to go do. Trans, and that's funny. Arkenrath says he thinks $30 is too high for a digital, but it's a rent and buy.
Yeah, it's not.
And like you got to look maybe for you eating some fucking honeycombs in your undies or something like that. Sure, but for people with like kids or families, when you take a family to the theater, you got to take out a small loan like you're going to Arby's to eat.
Right.
That's just how it works.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So as long as you remain subscribers, well, I'm never going to get rid of my Disney Plus subscription. I can tell you right there. I'm a Disney fanboy. Mulan is definitely a bad test, maybe.
No, a test bed. A test bed.
A test bed? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, test bed. No, it's absolutely. Dude, Disney set that up perfectly. We have no plans at this time to release anything else.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy fucking
Mulan. I'm buying fucking
so
Mulan.
I can get Black Widow so I don't have to. I mean, because here's the thing. If we can still go see Black Widow here in town, which we might not because it's not open,
right,
we will go as our group.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've been waiting for fucking couple months already to see Black Widow, and I really, really want to see it.
Yep.
And I was really hype about Mulan because, honestly, Donnie Yen's in it. I mean, it's a live-action Mulan. Mulan's one of the most underrated Disney cartoons in. You don't care about Mulan at all?
Oh, no, I'm thrilled. Go on.
You piece of shit. So I was excited about it. So it definitely has got me a little bit excited. And yes, Jurassic makes a joke about going outside and all that shit. I like going to theaters. That's one of the few things I like to do. I don't do the bar thing as much anymore. I did that when I was younger, but movies is the one thing that I do got that I miss doing the most because that's been one of the constants that we've been able to do as friends and groups here in the area. So, but at the same time, if that comes around November and we say, hey, Black Widow's coming over, you 4 or 5 want to come over, drink some beers and hang out in the house, we'll get on the big screen and watch some surround sound.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Then we could still technically do that.
Dude, if this is the direction we're going, you better believe I'm going to start budgeting and saving up for a big screen TV. Yeah. Because if I can sit there and have a theater-like experience with speaker, and because the technology is there now, man. You can buy a good receiver and a good TV, a big screen 4K TV, and have a theater-type experience in your home. And if that's the direction we're going, I'm cool with that. Look, I love going to the theater.
I'll still go to the theater when I can. And
I will, but I'm going to be more inclined to be just, like you said, sitting at home in my undies, fire up some popcorn down here, sit down here with the family, not have to fucking rush to the theater, not have to fuck around in line, not have to worry about how many people are walking in front of me to go to the shitter. That's why I sit on the end, so I'm not that guy.
Because you're a pooper.
I sit on the end so I can walk out and not bother anybody. If I can sit home and have a theater experience for $30 for myself That is a steal. Not only to watch it one time, watch it whenever the fuck I want. I pay $30 one time, watch it at home, and I own it. You can't do that right now if you have a family because you're paying $50 to go see it at the theater one time. Then you're waiting for it to come out on digital 6 months, 5 months later, and paying another $15 to $25 for the digital version or the Blu-ray.
Disney is always 2 steps ahead of everything, and you know they know what they're doing on all of this. And come back, you guys out there, like Arkham again. He's like he equates it to a normal digital movie buy. So $10, he doesn't really dig I don't think the digital movie buying. So for him, it should just be like $10. But I mean, honestly, yeah, you're gonna pay your movie ticket, you go see it in the theater, but you're not buying it. This is the difference: is that you're gonna also own it as long as you got your subscription to Disney Plus, which is not that expensive compared to most of the other apps as well too. So
yeah, and Drastin mentioned it. You'll own it as long as you're a Disney Plus member.
Right.
So if you pay $30, you own the game. But as soon as your subscription runs out, get that movie.
PlayStation Plus or Gamer Pass.
It's boom. It's like PlayStation Plus and Gamer Pass.
So at the end, like I said, I'm never gonna get rid of Disney Plus. Right. I will watch everything on there if I had to, and they update it constantly with great shows. So Cappadocian says if he splits it with all his friends, he's still paying $30 for the movie, which is very true because nobody likes you. But yeah, so this is definitely new ground. This is like definitely like science theater kind of, almost like Space Odyssey shit, like where they predicted it and we're actually almost on that, and it was because of a global pandemic. And yes, is it unfortunate to see movie theaters and like our local one, which is a big 70-foot screen, is not open and all the ones around us are? Yes, it's very frustrating. It's very unfortunate, and I completely am not unaware of those scenarios and people being out of jobs and seeing those things go away, like drive-in theaters that should never have gone away. Like, why would you ever have a drive-in theater go away? Why would you not keep those around, right? Don't just make them digital and fucking bigger or whatever. But this is the future, and I'm kind of finding it because what you find now with the ease of everything in your life and the convenience. And the older that some of us get, we just want to buy our fucking Transformers on eBay and watch our movies at home and not leave the house. Right. Unless we got to go to work.
It's crazy, man. This COVID-19 epidemic or pandemic has seriously changed everything. I mean, I'm still working from home. Yeah. And just I think it was about a week ago, they came out with a communique at work and said, look, you're probably going to be at home for a while.
Right.
Everyone's got these plans to return in place, but with the way that this shit is spreading and the way that even when we obviously I blame some of it on our culture and our country's stupidity. There's a lot of people out there doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And and you know what? Hey, you're right. It is a free country and it's whatever. Doesn't mean I have to fucking agree with it. But as long as this thing continues to spread and continues to be a problem for the people who are susceptible to the worst effects of what this thing can do, I think we're going to be home. We're going to be doing things a lot different for a long time. And honestly, man, this is going to change things. It's not going to be just temporary change. These things are going to last forever.
People keep saying that people aren't making money from this. However, the food places that just do outside or takeout, some of those places like the one of the restaurants in town, I know one of the managers there. He's like, we've never even lost a penny during this entire thing.
What business?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
He said that he's not year over year, if not made more. They're right on par. They have not taken a hit due to it because they just do takeout most of the time until they can open them back up.
Why they're probably making money? Because they ain't paying employees. We're doing takeout.
That's one way because you don't have to have as many people in there. Sure, So the reality of it is when it comes to movies and everything that's going on. Yep. Is that
he cuddles those and labor is down? Yep.
Yeah, so and when that's where you save the most money is labor. When you can't put your movie into a theater, make a movie ticket, sell some popcorn, Disney's like, I just paid X amount of money to make Mulan. I got to make some cheddar. How am I going to make that cheddar? Well, you figure out how to get it out digitally and say you now own it as well too, but you have to have that subscription. So Disney's going to make their money one way or another, and they know how to make money.
And Cap asked, "Why tie the movie you pay $30 to being tied to the subscription?" That's why the subscription exists. Right. That's how they make their money.
Well, that and they don't get along with Amazon. Disney and Amazon don't get along very well anymore.
Yeah, they're going. That's the point of the subscription is That's the perk.
Right. You go to the Vassar McDonald's here, a McDonald's within 40 minutes of here, out in boom fucking Egypt, and you can walk in there to a fucking computer screen and type in your order, then go up there and pick it up.
Yep.
They've been saying that for fucking I used to work at McDonald's for fucking eons.
And
they were saying that for a long time. That shit's coming, man. It's just the reality of it.
Prime nailed it. Life is going automated. Automation is going to. It basically, you know what? Yeah, it's like Cybertron. Machines are going to take over. We're going to rely on automation. And you know what? We're fucked.
The little toaster's going to kick your ass.
Tell me, man. James Cameron knew what the fuck he was talking about.
Can my kids still sneak in snacks for me into my living room? Well, if you'd fucking buy some good ones, sure. Piece of shit.
Just buy ropes. Sweet tart ropes, baby.
Sweet tart ropes. You got it. See, mine is the Sour Patch watermelon.
I'm not surprised. Okay. Anyways, moving on from this, we got to talk about some video games. Got some video games. Let's talk about one that we're playing right now. Ghost Tsushima.
Is that right?
I said it right. I don't know. You're like Tsushima.
I just say,
I don't know what the fuck that even means.
Like
it's Tsushima.
I just think sushi.
Actually, you know what? Did you ever notice Jin says it like the T is not silent? He calls it like Tsushima. Jin calls it like Tsushima.
I don't know. I play in Japanese.
You know what? I would like to, but the reason I'm not is just because
you can't read.
Leave out the facts, okay? Leave out the facts. All right, let's talk about Ghost of Tsushima, though. What are your thoughts on it so far? I know I'm a little bit further ahead of you, I think. Are you ahead of me?
Very little ahead of me at this point.
Okay, cool. Let's compare notes.
It's more than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
The combat actually has a lot of like kind of Horizon, Zero Dawn, kind of more like Witcher. I expected, it's funny to me. This main thing I'm going to say is that all you motherfuckers out there that said, this is just Assassin's Creed, you clearly didn't play that. You're clearly edgelords. You're jerking something off, and it's probably yourself or somebody next to you, whatever it is. Ridiculous just to have that standpoint. It is not just Assassin's Creed. Can you use that as kind of a benchmark to some degree?
You could say every open world game with melee combat is Assassin's Creed.
Because that'd be like saying, well, it's a stealth game. Well, it's Metal Gear. Oh, it's fucking
it's
Tenchu.
It's really not Metal Gear.
It's not. And it's actually like there is some elements of Tenchu-ness into it, which I still do feel and still do agree. But it does have like the combat. If you do straightforward combat as a samurai, got that Witcher feel. There's great parrying. It's definitely got that sneaky stuff. To be honest with you, this game's been in development or in thought process for 7+ some years. So technically, Assassin's Creed, since they just had to add all that sneaky shit a little bit more, really kind of behind the curve on that or on par. So it really didn't take from Assassin's Creed. So knock it off and stop being an edgelord. The game's enjoyable. It's fun. I really love deep diving into feudal Japan. It's one of my favorite eras of anything. I play late at night from like midnight to 2 a.m. with Rohit Raju. We get in a party chat.
Rohit
Raju.
Talk a little about him later
Hakeem
on, too.
Zane. Yeah, we're going to talk about him in a minute. We like to just sit in a party chat and talk about how amazing the game is. Like, we'll talk about like games we're playing or this, that, and the other and like wrestling or whatever, and then we just end up going, man, this game's amazing. Oh man, I love the sound of this. Oh man, you should see this picture. Oh, this is fucking really immersive. Oh, it's really artsy. So yeah, it's a fantastic game. It's way more fun than I thought it was going to be. And at the end of a generation, to see a company come out with some really big IPs and really, they're Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima are not comparable in my opinion. They're completely two separate entities, and for the right reasons. Right. They're two different experiences, and this game it's way more RPG and way more in depth than I expected it to be. And I love open world RPGs. There's even some, I don't know if some Mordor is a good pick for it, but you can at least put points into stuff, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, the skill tree is massive.
Yeah, it's way massive. like there's 4 or 5 different blocks of different skill trees. It's insane.
Before I get into my side of it, first of all, thanks a lot to Private Island for following us. Appreciate that. That pop up earlier. Private Island, welcome to Banter and Babble. Secondly, and most importantly, you guys have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Exclamation point, enter. This is your last chance. Paul is not going to give us another one of these fucking things. 2 minutes.
No more Moss
This is it. Exclamation point, enter. In the chat.
Enter.
Type it in right now.
Right
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. Almost to a minute. We're almost there. Get in there. enter. We want you to win because you have to be here to win. As soon as the winner is announced, if you're here, exclamation point claim. It's not going to be Prime. God damn it. Yes, Rufus McPoopus, you have to enter. Exclamation point.
No, Rufus, you don't, you piece of crap.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Impregnated his mom last night again.
Oh, I was there too. Were you were the other guy?
Yeah.
Oh, we had those masks on. It was like Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise at the rich people's house.
Right.
All right, we are at 50 seconds.
80 seconds.
50 seconds. We will get back to the conversation. If you haven't already, exclamation point enter.
We're watching it.
Get in here for a chance to win. 40 seconds. If you're watching now, exclamation point enter. And I will send this to you whenever the fuck I am ready to.
Thank you to Fets for this. Thank you to all of you being able to come through and hang out with us when you're able to, and for being here for it. We hope that you win, except unless I get it and win.
And for those of you that are just here for the giveaways, Prime, we will have more after this. This is not going to be the end of the giveaways. We have a lot of stuff. A lot of wild shit planned. Stuff you guys aren't really going to expect.
That's true.
10 seconds. Exclamation point enter. Get in now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Winner.
No
Forge Hammer.
Oh shit. Forge Hammer just won.
Forge Hammer.
Look at this son of a bitch.
Exclamation point claim Forge Hammer. Do it now. So we can guarantee you have 1 minute. There it is.
There it is.
He ain't fuck around. Forge Hammer. Congratulations, Forge Hammer. I will send this to you before 2022.
Nope.
Just depends on what it's going for on eBay. Other than that, you might just get a $10 PSN card in place of it.
Right. That's true. That's true. I know, Buried. I know you was wanting to win that too, but we appreciate your support. You've been a supporter for day one. I thank you for that as well too. So.
But no, yeah. Like Tony said, you guys, we love doing this shit. We love doing this stuff. We will continue to do this stuff. Courtesy of Fets Toy Depot. You can see it right there.
Thank you, King.
King posted it. Visit his Facebook page. Like it. If you're ever looking for this, if you're looking for a Moss Man, now that you didn't win it, ask Fet.
Yeah, he might be able to find you one.
He might be able to find you one.
Not from a Toys R Us, because they ain't there.
Not coming from a Toys R Us. And you might, depending on what it's running for, it might be a little difficult to get. But he will work his ass off to find it for you. Thank you, Fets Toy Depot, for allowing us to give these away. I know the viewers love it. The winners especially love it. Drassen, probably not a big fan of the giveaway because Drassen didn't win shit.
Drassen is pissed. Did he log off?
He's already gone.
He's gone.
He's not even in here. Oh, there he is.
There's the east side. There's
the deep side.
Yeah, he said, Prime's waiting for Fisto. Hey, buddy, you ain't got to wait. Just come on over.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on over.
Not here. Do it at your house. Well, they're going here. My cat might want to get in on it. My cat wants to get in on it.
Cat wants to be involved.
Jeez, oh, man. All right. Moving on. Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, did I even talk about it? I think I talked about it.
Yeah, you talked about
Ghost of Tsushima's fun. Awesome combat. Beautiful game. It's a beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely gorgeous game. The combat, once you wrap your head around it and you learn the different stances and you kind of make your way through the stances as you're, because you can swap between stances and it slows down time. It really allows you, stance is key, baby. If you can sit there and make those swaps in combat, it'll slow down just enough for you to do so. It's super rewarding when you can chain together multiple kills. It's a lot of fun. My only gripe with the game so far, fucking camera.
That's my only gripe so far is the camera.
The camera is absolutely brutal. And I don't know what it is. I love games that have lock-on, where you can lock on to certain enemies. There is no lock-on in this game.
There isn't.
But at the same time, you get the indicators of who's going to attack, so you kind of know when to make your dodge. But I feel like in some instances, when you're backed into a corner, or if there's trees around, it's
that's the problem.
Yeah, the camera. The environment bumps into a shit, and it makes it very, very difficult.
Right, so the camera will basically, if there's a branch in between you and the camera, you're seeing the branch. It doesn't, fix to the end of the branch. Or I was in the cemetery the other day, or one of the many, and all of a sudden there's this tombstone between us. I'm like, oh shit, am I blocking, swinging? What's going on here? So, that's my only gripe with it. And again, not to compare it to Last of Us, but because it's such a big other blockbuster just recently came out and being two different experiences, that's a pseudo realistic game, and you're playing almost like a movie. this, when you say beautiful and gorgeous, this is on like, if you've ever seen the film what is it, the not House
Oh, this should be good.
This should be good, right? Flying Daggers. Somebody finish
RoboCop 3.
God damn it. The Flying Daggers movie. I can't think of the fucking other name part of it at the beginning of it.
Couching right.
No, don't. Just don't.
Jeez, I'm just trying to help.
House of Flying Daggers. Thank you, there, Prime.
House of Flying Daggers.
Very, very like when you get to that first forest and you see like the golden forest and stuff, and you're walking around.
I don't see it.
You've never even seen probably House of Flying Daggers.
I've seen it like 100 times. There's no relation. There's no comparison to it.
It's a very, very artsy, gorgeous film or game, and just in general, like, and it gives you those feels like you're really in a samurai or Eastern film.
Did you do the black and white, the Kurosawa mode?
I fucked with it a couple times.
I don't. I want to do that. I think I'm going to save that for a second playthrough.
I should, yeah.
Because, dude, the game is absolutely fucking beautiful.
Well, not only that, it's hard to play if you do black and white.
I've heard that. I've heard a couple people say that it's hard to find like locations. But there was a big update that just came out today that makes things a little bit easier to see. So I wonder if that'll work out in Kurosawa mode. But I am really curious to see how that game looks at, because I love that experience. Basically, what I told my chat and the viewers that were in there for is like, look, the first playthrough, I'm going English, regular colors, just for people who want to see the story play out. The second playthrough, I'm going to go Japanese dialogue. I'm going to go black and white. I want to go for that full-on experience. But the first one, I want to really appreciate what Sucker Punch has created here, which is a beautiful-looking game.
And the soundtrack.
Oh, dude, I downloaded the soundtrack immediately the day of. I listened to it the day before it came out. A couple of tracks. Fucking great, dude.
And I'm not somebody, because of my surround sound, I don't use like headphones a lot on games.
Mm-hmm.
With Last of Us, and again with Ghosts especially, you have to. It's a whole other experience, hands down.
Yep. No, I agree. It's a great game so far. I'm really digging it. I don't think we'll have it beat by the next time we do another Banter Babble. There's the thing, like every open world game, my OCD kicks in.
Oh, I'm all over the place.
The way I'm streaming it is different. I'm like, look, I will leave the main story missions for my streams. Anytime I'm on, when I'm not streaming, I am knocking out every fucking side mission or the tails or knocking everything else out there in the meantime, because I want 100% to. My understanding, this is a pretty easy platinum.
Oh, it's not that hard to play.
No, it doesn't require a second playthrough. It's just do everything and you get the platinum.
Pretty much,
I would like to get this platinum. So, enough of that. We're gonna move on to our final topic because we're closing in on 2 hours.
Are we?
And yes. Prime is going to like sleep in until like he's gonna miss a stream time tomorrow, and he's gonna bitch at us about it. All right, but arguably the most important topic tonight.
I mean, honestly,
you ran a poll.
I ran a poll. I found a meme, whatever you want to say, early last week, that showed 4 different historical sci-fi fantasy captains.
Ooh.
And all it said was you had to choose one captain to lead your crew or whatever.
Your captain.
Right.
I'm your captain.
Oh, captain, my captain.
But I'm feeling mighty sick. Good song, man. Grand Funk Railroad. Fuck off, dude. That's good shit.
Go to Grand Funk.
All right. Let's talk about
Michigan, what up?
The poll question. The Twitter poll question of the month.
45 people on Twitter did vote.
Here we go. Who's your captain? Oh, captain, my captain.
Oh, captain, my captain.
Tone.
Yes.
Who are the 4 contestants? Who's from here?
Captain James Tiberius Kirk of the USS Enterprise. Han Solo of the Millennium Falcon. There is Malcolm J. Reynolds of the Firefly. I can't remember the actual name of the fucking whatever. And
sure, that's who you're picking.
And Jean-Luc Picard of also the USS Enterprise. That poll was to choose who you wanted, number 1, as your captain. Now, I have, up until this point, still not revealed.
He hasn't.
My actual vote on this.
I'm going to talk about mine first.
And it's very, very, very obvious. Or is it?
Or is it not?
Or is it not?
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you mine first.
Serenity. What is that? The actual class of the ship? It was the Serenity, or was Firefly the class of the ship? If anybody wants to look it up.
I think it's Serenity.
Serenity was the name of the ship, I think. Firefly might have been the class of ship. I don't remember.
Boy.
D Space Nine Forever 4, yeah.
Don't ask where Heat Roger.
Benjamin
he has no fucking clue. All he knows is Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, well.
That's all he knows. He doesn't know anything else. He's like, USS Enterprise, is that a battleship?
Jesus, that's why he wrestles for NWA. Just kidding.
Captain Phillips, he just missed the cut.
I'm the captain now.
All right, so I'm the captain now. All right, so some awesome Firefly class vessel per cap.
So it was okay. Firefly was the class. Okay. Sorry, his name. Thank you.
First of all, the poll, Han Solo ran away with
Han
this
Solo
shit.
did run away with that.
56% of the votes.
Yep.
Han Solo, the clear-cut winner. Now
Clearly.
look, I love Han Solo. Big fan. Harrison Ford.
Fantastic.
Harrison Ford is...
I love a good old scoundrel.
Is honestly probably my favorite actor of my childhood and today. I love Harrison Ford.
I happen to like nice men.
Even in movies like Hollywood America. Murder or whatever that was. That Hollywood with...
American Graffiti still a 10, by the way. I do love that film.
It's a good flick, man.
It's
Richard Dreyfuss.
Dude, that film's a fucking 10.
Yep, it's a good movie, man. I like it. But for me, I'm going to go with James T. Kirk.
That's your choice.
I'm going with James T. Kirk.
And
simply
why?
Because James T. Kirk has the swagger.
You got the swagger.
He's got that moxie. He's borderline overly confident. He'll say what he wants. He'll do what he wants. He's intelligent, but he's most likely to fuck me, according to Cap. And he's not wrong. But the thing I like about Captain Kirk is he thinks outside the box. He doesn't just follow protocol. He finds other ways
to fuck you.
To fuck you. He finds other ways to get out of sticky situations. He's very good at what he does. And he will risk himself to save the crew. And that's what I like about Captain James T. Kirk. He's got that moxie. He's confident. He's cocky. And he thinks outside the box. He doesn't follow protocol.
Now, are you doing Jack Pine Kirk, or are you doing like?
Dude, no, it's
straight up.
It's Shatner.
Because Shatner for a while got criticized because he was kind of an a-hole because he kind of like lived that mentality.
See,
after a while, I love Shatner.
No. You said it. Why I like him. A-hole.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I love assholes. I'm an asshole. Dennis Leary said it right. I'm an asshole.
So look, Shatner's amazing for the record.
Yeah. Dude, Shatner, and tell you what, man, Shatner outside of Star Wars or outside of Star Trek has done so well. He has evolved. He's been relevant ever since Star Trek. He's never been like tied to Star Trek where like he can't do anything else with William Shatner. Shatner shows up in all different spots, and you're just like, man, this guy is just timeless.
Well, there was a time period where he hated being tied to Star Trek.
Oh, dude, much like Michael Keaton hated being tied to Batman.
Right, but now he's completely like accepted of. Now it's come full circle because T.J. Hooker hasn't lived, but Shatner still has, as Kirk lived throughout the sands of time. So he at least has embraced it later in his life, and he's a funny dude. He's made fun of himself here and there. I actually have had words with Shatner, believe this or not. If you've never heard the story, but our subreddit of William Shatner was created about 6-7 years ago on Reddit, and he started the subreddit, and I happened to be on Reddit that day just being a normal Redditor and joined it instantly, and I said I thought there would be punch and pie, and he replied as, no punch, no pie, you're a little late. And I was like, well, Shatner just replied to me. I'm good.
That's like, really all you need.
That's all I need. So I love telling that story because it's relevantly irrelevant. But that's a good choice. James T. Kirk is a great choice.
I think it's more or less just because of Shatner. I mean, even as he moved to the big screen, all the Star Wars movies were fucking great. There's so many amazing scenes with Shatner in the Star Wars movies. Even in
Did you say Star Wars?
I said Star Trek.
Did you?
I don't even know. I'm drunk because I'm drinking this fucking 8% beer.
Man.
Even what was it? The one Star Trek movie that was bombed by critics was I think it was A New World.
4.
No.
Voyage Home.
No,
that's
Voyage
my
Home.
favorite.
Voyage Home was one of the best ones. It's undiscovered.
Are you sure 4 gets a lot of hate?
Which is bullshit because 4 is fucking sweet.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. No, I get a lot of hate.
4 is awesome.
Yeah.
But Star Trek, I want to say it was undiscovered.
I know.
Undiscovered Planet. I think that was like
dude.
the 6th one. It was the 6th one. It was directed by Leonard Nimoy, which is crazy. That's why, but it was so bad. But there's one scene in it where Christopher Plummer is like the Klingon guy. He's Christopher Plummer, who's awesome. He shows up, and there's just the way they trick him, and then Kirk's like, fire. The way he says it, you're just like, dude, this movie sucks, but he's still fucking in it, dude.
He's always
in this movie sucks. But Shatner is still in it.
They are.
I know.
They are giving you a taste.
Give me, yeah, seriously.
Give him a taste.
Let me bite the curve here, okay? All right. Give Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So,
you sons of bitches, I'm drunk.
So we have Han Solo next.
Yep, I go with Han Solo.
So you chose Kirk over Han.
I did.
Okay, because 56%.
56% in Han Solo. And you know what? I think those 56%. I'm slurring.
You're slurring now.
I'm getting drunk. The 56% aren't wrong. I think
missed my quote about butthole eyes tone. Are we? Wait.
Let's go up. Let's go up. Let's go up.
Kirk is a hothead dumb fuck.
That's why I like him. Panic. Thank you so much.
Raju say?
Han Solo. I said that.
How about butthole eyes said it? Butthole eyes.
We didn't miss it. We just didn't understand it.
Wait. Butthole eyes. Are you talking about like from SNL? Like what's his face as the butthole eyes?
Oz.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Han Solo.
Hey, Maz.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. Now that all right. Thank you for explaining the joke to me. Now I get it. Now it's funny.
Mean, Kirk is a hothead dumb fuck, but he's a hothead. He's a smart one. He's good, man. That's when he's at his best. Is when he's a hothead.
Han Solo, who, admittedly, in a lot of ways, as being a scoundrel and a smuggler, prior to George Lucas wanting to refuck with his films, was kind of that almost anti-hero gray area kind of character that made him very unique and very neutral.
Seriously gonna block Cap.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that it's Star Wars, right? Like people love Harrison Ford, people love Han Solo.
Yep.
More people have probably overall, and I could be wrong on this, that have an affinity to Star Wars than they do Star Trek, and I understand that. And if that's true, I don't know. That's just my guess. And then a lot of people probably are not familiar with Malcolm J. Reynolds of Firefly. He is Nathan Fillion. He is a kind of a mix, actually, in my opinion, of Kirk and Han Solo.
That's fair.
He's very, very Han Solo-ish in very many ways. He's almost dangerous, but he's also, like, at the end of it, he's very, very protective of his crew, his people, and always does what he feels is best. Even if it's left of the middle, he still does what he does. Yes, Firefly is one of the greatest sci-fi shows of all time, and there's a reason why I am in a Facebook group called the Brown Coat...
The brown bombers.
The brown coats.
The brown eye fan. The fans of the brown eye.
Right. Yeah, asshole. Brown coats unite or whatever it is. I don't know. I can't even remember. Fucking doesn't matter.
Enter my brown eye. That's
Enter
the
my
one.
Brown eye. Right. Malcolm Reynolds is dashing. He's very roguish. He's very, very experienced in war and strategies. And we're gonna move on from that because of brown eyes.
This is why we should never go 2 hours.
Right. Fuck it. We're off the rails now. Last but not least is the one and only.
Are you going Jean-Luc?
Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise as well too. He was also at one point also in the movie Dune, but not same character. He was is it Locutus the Borg? He was also a member of the Borg at one point. Recently just had a show on CBS Access, which was amazing. Picard.
Was it pretty good?
It was very, very good. Way better than you think it would be, and very, very, very relevant. And Professor X, and yes, boo Professor. Don't boo him. So,
no, he said boy. Not...
Dude is trying to get Fanboy to have sex with him tonight. It's yeah. It's
Let's
easy.
Go. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Hurry up. Those brown eyes are getting tender. So at the end of the day, I still have not revealed who I voted for. The question is,
Captain
if you're still
Captain Harris from Police Academy.
Where's Jonesy? If you're still out there, who do you think? If you guys want, if you don't care, you don't care. You're there. You're half dead. We love you all.
Captain Spaulding.
Captain Spaulding is dead, asshole.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. Very
Captain
awesome.
Spaulding,
yeah.
Amazing.
So if you had to guess, who do you guys think I voted for of the four?
I got a Hal or Mal from Rohit.
You got a Han or Mal? Okay.
Han or Mal?
Who'd you vote for, King? Who'd you vote for, Han?
Who'd you vote
Han?
for? Han?
Solo!
You voted for Picard? Okay, Picard, Spaulding.
And we got some Spaulding.
Spaulding.
Right. Han. I think he's saying Han. Han.
Picard. Oh, Tricky. Are you on Picard?
I just want to quick what everybody thinks, because you guys know I'm a Star Wars fan, right? Also a super fan of fucking Firefly.
Captain Spaulding. Tutti fucking fruity.
Tutti fucking fruity. I voted for him, but I think voted for, okay.
Going Han or Mal.
I think voted for Mal. Okay.
All
right. Are you ready? It's not a big reveal. It's not a big
Captain
surprise.
Harris Police Academy. Okay.
Who do you think I voted for?
I'm gonna go Han.
I actually think out of all 4 of them, if you're going to choose a captain that you want to have your back at all times and be smarter than everybody else and get you out of any jam, you choose Captain fucking Jean-Luc Picard every fucking time. I was the first one to vote in this poll, and instantly, without a thought, I voted for Jean-Luc Picard.
7%. Good for
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jean-Luc Picard is the man you want as your fucking captain. Hands down, all day, every day. Don't get me wrong. This is a great fucking topic. I could deep dive in this for a long time. I love the original Star Trek series. I watched it pretty much all in syndicate, and my current wife, when we met, she's a huge Star Trek fan of the original series especially. We went through it all as one of our like hangouts and stuff like that. I love James Tiberius Kirk. Han Solo is fucking Han Solo. He's amazing. I was actually never, this is going to be kind of a thing, Han Solo was not even close to being one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars. I like Han Solo, but he was like he was never. Yeah, he's not even probably in my top 10, honestly. Yes,
below Jar Jar. Unreal.
That's not even funny.
Holy shit, dude. See, Cuddles knows.
You guys, your Jar Jar. Malcolm Reynolds. That would have probably been my second choice, truth be told. Because he's a mix of a lot of them. I love Malcolm Reynolds, but at the end of the day, I watched a fuck ton of Next Gen. And definitely love the Picard series. Jean-Luc Picard is the captain that's going to get you out of any situation, hands down. Strategically, he's the most like humanizing, the most down to earth, the most caring. He is the most selfless out of probably every single one of those, besides maybe even Malcolm himself.
Oh, and I won't disagree with you on that side, because like the scene that I pulled for that clip that plays before the segment, he gives a speech about
Cisco's a good one, Forge.
Why we can't judge people by the blood of their race simply because of what their people have done before them. We can't judge them based on their. Obviously, Picard is a very level-headed, very intelligent. He has perspective. He looks at things from all angles. He's not quick to judge. He looks at everything, and obviously Jean-Luc Picard, out of all 4 of these, I think is the most intelligent of the group. And yes, he's good at situations, but obviously I like Kirk for reasons and whatnot. But no, I definitely agree. That's what is Picard's strong suit.
I tried to step back when I looked at this, and because I'm a super hyper nerd about everything, I tried to step back to it objectively and look at it as like, if I got to make a decision, am I looking at this from fandom or objectively? I tried to look at it objectively, and at the end of the day, that's why I went with Jean-Luc. And it wasn't even like a fucking thing. Like, I literally put the poll up and went, boop, Jean-Luc all day. First one to vote.
Wow.
And at first it was between him and Han was pretty close, and then all of a sudden Han just went woo.
Mal or Kirk?
Mal or Kirk? Definitely Mal.
Kirk is last.
No, Han would be.
No, well, that's what I'm saying, because you said you want Kirk, you want Picard, and then you said Han after him. So I thought it was between. Oh, it was Picard and then Mal.
Picard and Mal were the 2 I was going between.
Okay.
Pretty heavily. Picard is 1.
So you go Kirk over Han.
I would actually.
Okay. Huh?
I like, and it's nothing because I don't like the. I just think at the end of the day, I mean, he's a guy who just dumped spice at the first sign of Imperial Star Destroyers. So, sorry,
I'm wrong. Dude, we're closing in on the longest episode.
That was meaty, guys. I apologize.
Oh, Banter Babble. But there was a lot of good discussion, and mainly because you.
Yeah, because of all you.
All you guys in the chat. Thank you again so much for providing feedback, providing input, and talking and throwing out King. And because of King right there. Seriously, but there's only 4 guys. It's not that complicated.
It's really complicated.
I tell you what, man, we would have thrown Captain Harris in there. It would have really fucked shit up.
Who?
Captain Harris from Police Academy.
Oh,
H.W. Bailey.
Yeah, my bad.
It's awesome.
Oh, eyebrows, yeah.
Mahoney! Yeah, Mahoney. Now, I wasn't talking about Captain Mauser. No. Okay, not Captain Mauser from 3 and 4. Okay, we're just talking about Captain Harris.
Captain Harris, right.
Anyway, he pointed right at me.
You.
Hey, no, seriously, you guys, thank you so much. I know it was a longer show, but we seriously really appreciate you guys and girls being here every other week. And congratulations.
Forge, we'll get that to you one way or another, not crushed.
In the next month or so. We'll get it out to you.
Well, he's got something I gotta get. We gotta switch, so I can probably just take it.
Is Forge around here?
He's in Lansing area.
Okay, but you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll just take it.
Forge, you'll probably get it quicker than most.
Yeah, probably 6 months, anyways.
I leave it in his hands, so you don't have to blame me. You don't have to blame me anymore.
Camp Kangaroo.
But seriously, guys, thank you so much for everyone that hung out tonight. I mean, everyone in the chat. Rohit Raju, appreciate him stopping by. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. King Colors was amazing tonight. Prime Gaming was amazing tonight. Cappadocian, Jay McKenzie, Tricky Regent, Panic Games, RV was in here tonight. Buried Alive was in here tonight. Seriously, really, 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 really appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out with us, talking about all sorts of nerdy shit, and listening to me just completely fall apart about Star Wars and Star Trek. Dude, every time I fall apart like this, it reminds me of Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard, when Bruce Willis is down in Kevin Smith's basement, and he's looking at a poster of Boba Fett, and Kevin Smith's like, "Oh, what are you, a big fan of the Fett?" And Bruce Willis is like, "Nah, I was always more of a Star Wars guy."
Fuck.
Just can't get it right.
Can't get it right.
Yeah, well, I blame the beer. This was good shit, you guys. Seriously, Shorts Brew.
S'mores.
Stout. You aren't wrong, Prime. You aren't wrong. Hey, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. The video will be up on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes.
Next 24 hours or so.
In the next 24 hours. Make sure you share those links when we put them out. We really appreciate it. Honestly.
Check me out tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to B&B Quickie. I'm going to boo.
You're fucked up, too.
Turtles in Time, TMNT, number 4 from the SNES. 7 o'clock. Let's talk about that awesome classic you can still play today. A lot of fond memories of playing that. Love to have you guys if you got time. And as always, don't forget to follow us and check us out. We have personal streams here on Twitch as well and social medias. Check me out, Fanboytone TheDude79. Stream here. We stream there. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. All that good stuff. And then Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/Impact Wrestling. You can check out Rohit Raju, a.k.a. Hakeem Zayn, the Mocha Skin Manimal, here on Twitch, doing amazing work and beating the shit out of boo-boos. I don't know why I call them boo-boos.
Why do that either?
I call them boo-boos.
You're fucking drunk, too.
I'm fucking drunk. I don't even know.
But yeah, personal streams Friday night. I'll be doing the Friday night raid stream with Destiny 2 Saturday night.
Saturday night, check us out. We are going to be streaming the beta for Marvel's Avengers, brought to you by Squaresoft, Crystal Dynamics, and Eidos.
Yes. I'm glad we didn't get into that bullshit. Boy, that could have been a hot mess tonight.
Yeah, Spider-Man exclusive PS4. What?
Oh, all right. Anyways.
What?
For Mr. Fanboy Tone.
For the Dude79.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll see you this weekend.
Thanks, King.
Take care, everybody.
See ya.
Oh, and just a reminder, if you haven't already, check out Ant House Beats right here on Twitch. You can also listen to his music on iTunes, Spotify, and everything else on that fucking list. Check his shit out. Squad music available now. Hey, listen, I'm going to bed.